Welcome to Your Soul Wisdom, hosted by Yana Amor Manocas. In each episode, we invite you on a transformative journey delving into the profound mysteries and wisdom of the soul. Join us as we explore a wide array of spiritual topics and sacred practices that nurture and heal the soul, from reincarnation and soul contracts to the enigmatic experiences of womb alchemy and astral travel. Our discussions are designed to enlighten, inspire, and deepen your understanding of your own soul's journey. With Your Soul Wisdom, nothing is off limits. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Your Soul Wisdom. I am kind of glad that the intro played out because it gave me a second to collect myself. Because let's go full transparency. This is how we're showing up today. Amanda goes right before we hit live. Amanda's like, well, what are we talking about today? My answer was reminded us about the real, or one of you reminded about the real. And so, funny story, haha. Lauren and Rachel were together this past week in Rachel's town where she lives, in her home. And it was so beautiful. Like watching you two together was like amazing. And so you guys created a reel on today's topic because we hadn't discussed it. In the middle of the reel, Rachel goes, well, I think we're going to talk about something along the lines of, I think we're going to talk about how the energy around us affects us. And you're like, because nobody got back to us in the chat, in the group chat. And I like died because it's true. Like none of us, everyone I think has been so busy that we never completed that conversation.
I know, but so, Lauren and I definitely feel the Yana pressure to produce reels when we're together. So we're like, oh, we have to do the reel. We don't even know what we're talking about. We don't even, but we're just going to have to.
It worked.
Listen, we have a collective membership because of the energy that us five create when we're together. And we're not even physically together. Seeing you and Lauren physically together, that magic, that energy was just everything I wanted to watch. Like if you were reality TV, I would have tuned in the whole 2 days. And so the other thing I want to say before we dive into this is at the end of this episode, everybody stick around because we will be announcing the winner to Kylie's free reading. And it's going to be like, I secretly hope my name is in there, but I'm trying to figure out how I can get entered.
Slip it in.
It's okay. Okay. Just slip it
That's
in.
What you said. Sorry.
Oh my God.
I have got
the EMF people.
Cannot be
anyway, it was external energy or something like that was what we had written down in as a rough draft. And honestly, what comes up for me the most, because I'm so sensitive to it, is EMFs. Like, I know Lauren's on this train. Are you guys on the EMF train as well? Amanda, Yana, Kylie? I mean, I've got all the gear. I've had all the gear forever. Even totally pre-spiritual rate was weirdly into grounding. I've slept on a grounding mat, I reckon, for 15 years now. That kind of stuff.
Oh, really?
My whole house is full of freaking EMF cancelling stuff. I've got pads for underneath my computer, for my keyboard. I've got stuff for my car. My best friend and I used to call it our dirty little secret because honestly, when we were into it, when we thought this was enormous benefit, it was the kooky-licious thing ever. Like it's become really normalized now, but 15 years ago there's no way we were talking to anyone about it at all.
So Rachel, let me ask you, right, do you have Wi-Fi going through your house, or are you connected to an Ethernet?
No, it's Wi-Fi. And this is the thing is that when people are talking about Ethernets, I just laugh my head off when you get online and it comes up with all the Wi-Fi that you could connect to. That means that all that Wi-Fi is existing. Like, great that you're on Ethernet, but unfortunately, your 12 neighbours around you aren't, and their Wi-Fi is affecting you. Do you know what I mean? We've got a huge freaking tower on top of not on our building or anything. I know, but at the same time in Adelaide, there's no well, there's no avoiding them. Do you know what I mean? You would be living somewhere that doesn't have, literally, for you to not be affected by that, you need to live somewhere where your phone doesn't work. I mean, this is the thing when people are going on about this stuff. I'm like,
Rachel, but if we create our own reality, and if I believe that if I don't have Wi-Fi in my home, that I am free and clear of that, then technically, is that not the reality?
I don't know, because in your reality, does all that other Wi-Fi come up on your phone when you're looking for, when, do you know what I mean? Like it would, if your phone doesn't register any other Wi-Fi, in my opinion. Then you are definitely living in a different timeline to where I live, Rachel, and I support you. but yeah, what does Katie Byron say? If you're going to argue with reality, you're going to lose 100% of the time, kind of stuff. It's like, I understand where you're coming from, but when there's hard coal evidence, you know, that's where
that
it's
was
at.
The most backhanded, gentlest, you know,
I know, it was great.
I've ever heard.
That was a work of art, man.
Wow.
Anyway, look, I think she hasn't come out with screen like this to me. Anyway.
Wow.
I don't know why I seem so, I feel like I've had coffee. I mean, caffeinated coffee when I haven't.
You're on a roll this morning. I love it.
But I tell you what, I still get treated for EMFs constantly.
Yes, they come up regularly.
Yeah, and they come up with Lauren Solik's thing. So even though I do all of this stuff, it still affects me and I can feel it. And, you know, today, 5 hours on Zoom, because Yara and I are going to be doing something else after this, like it absolutely totals me. Like it's like when I do that for a day, like I'll do some bouncing around on my trampoline and go for a walk, have a bath, have a sleep, but my day's done with 5 hours online. I just don't function after that. Are you guys all fine with it?
No. I do the same things as you, Rachel. So I actually have a grounding mat under my feet right now. I have it at my desk while I'm working. And then I do have some of those, you know, I don't know exactly how they work, but those devices in my home that, you know, neutralize the energy, so to speak. So I definitely do feel affected. I haven't done as much as you, but yeah, I feel the need to.
Well, I haven't done Jackanory.
I'm like, my brain is already fried, like from drinking. Like, I know, but
you know, people are sensitive to different things.
Well, look, actually,
I think I'm sensitive, but
interestingly enough,
done it.
When I was in my early 20s and, you know, dealing with chronic fatigue, I actually attended a workshop for people with chronic fatigue, and it was actually all about EMFs. So it was in my early 20s that it was, so, you know, 20 years ago that I was introduced to the concept, which I had absolutely no idea about. So I started being conscious of it then, but I haven't gone full throttle rage. That's probably something that's coming with more, you know, more to support me. But there's actually even little ones that you can, I've got one that was a necklace and it broke and I just keep it in my handbag actually. So that just comes with me as well. Yeah.
Well, I love
honestly science.
Right. And I love that the self-proclaimed non-spiritual person in the group does all
this is and the crazy, and it is, I really do think it's the craziest stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm 100% upfront about it. And if I didn't, I got introduced to it through when I was going through my raw food phase. And my raw food teacher was really passionate about grounding. I'd never even heard of it. And, you know, frankly, I didn't hear anyone else talk about it for 10 years after that. It's sort of like we sort of did all this raw food, got onto this grounding stuff, not into the raw food anymore, people, but definitely with the grounding. And now the rest of the world seems to have caught up. But who can tell? Because, of course, my algorithm brings me grounding stuff. And I'm looking at Amanda and Kylie and I'm thinking, no algorithm is bringing them grounding stuff.
No. I love that. No.
You know what I mean? Like it's hard to tell what is popular because obviously I see what I look at and it gives me more.
Well, I know all about it, but there's just so much that, you know, I think I pick and choose what I want to do. And even though it's stuff that I may be affected by, there's so much that you have to do just to stay alive. I'm just knickered and knackered. I just can do as much as I can do, because look, I'm affected by the planets. I'm affected by this. I can't do anything about the damn planets. Can't do anything about Mercury retrograde that is in retrograde forever for the last 1,000 years.
When is it going to
come out of the damn thing? Exactly. So I guess
ever since I got aware of this retrograde thing, it does seem to be in retrograde freaking all the time.
Is it in retrograde strong?
But is this a constant with you guys that have been up with this stuff? Does Mercury retrograde just seem to happen every second month? Is that how it goes?
Pretty much.
No.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And it's crap because it just is always messing with everything. But can I just ask a question though, just for the people out there that may not know? What is EMF?
Yes.
What are EMF? What does it stand for? What is it?
Yeah.
It's electromagnetic field,
frequencies or something.
Or frequency. Electromagnetic field. That's what I think.
We're very sciencey over here.
Yeah.
I can Google it.
Let's see. Well, we're going to figure this
Someone
out.
Google that.
It's electromagnetic field.
It's
almost certainly.
Field is what it is.
Yeah. Okay.
And so it's funny because I always tell Brian loves to keep his phone in his pocket all the time.
Oh.
And I'm like,
front or back?
I'm Team Amanda on this one.
Honestly, God. Front or back?
Nuking future children, or are we,
Exactly. No, 100%. It is the worst thing you can do. And those women also that keep their phone in their bra. It's kind of crazy.
I was told off for doing that too. I was like,
does
that's
that?
a convenient pocket.
No, honestly,
don't come at me. It's a pocket.
no.
I put crystals in there, not my phone.
Okay, so last year I was at a fair, and it was like an artisan market, and this woman made these scarves where she made these specific pockets in the scarf for your phone, and you had this little
not near
zipper.
your breast.
Well, here's
That's
the thing.
So dumb.
She was selling them like hotcakes, and the entire time I was like, "Oh my God, is anybody going to talk about like the energetic dangers of that?" But when Brian has his phone in his pocket and I'm like, babe, take your phone out of your pocket. He's like, come on, everybody does it. And I'm like, just do it for me. If you do it for no other reason, just do it for me. Because in my mind, I immediately go to, how is this affecting you? But then I just try to rewrite it because I'm like, no. It doesn't. He's blocked. Like, I have to rewrite the story because people do it all day, every day. And nobody understands the dangers of it. I was watching this podcast not too long ago. And there was some kind of physician that actually came on, a physician in the like a scientist in that space. Okay. Not like a doctor. Not like a medical doctor. Okay. You're following. Okay. And so, yeah. And he came on and he was talking about exactly what we started talking about, how the Wi-Fi affects you, right? And the host was like, well, what are you talking about? Like, we have Wi-Fi. This entire building is Wi-Fi for us to be able to do what we do. And as he was talking, as the doctor was talking about all the risks and all the health risks, if you will, this host was going back at him because most people don't understand it, and they don't know that if I can't see it, it's not affecting me, it's not doing anything to me. Just like the cloud farts in the sky, which by the way, there is a documentary on that now on Prime. I think I sent you the link as a little preview. People look at that and they think nothing of it. Well, that affects you mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. Well, maybe not financially, but in every single way.
I think it's wild that, we can have invisible internet and yet no one thinks it's doing anything else but giving us internet.
Right.
Honestly, to me, it's a whole lot with the phone stuff. It reminds me of like when people were amazed that they found out smoking was harmful.
Yes.
And they're like, what? Everybody does it. I mean, like, this kind of thing. Same stuff. But what I find interesting is I wonder if all of these phone companies are actually working on reducing exposure. Do you know what I mean?
No,
not at all. No. And it actually says on your phone, if you go into your phone, there's a way of going into your phone. In the phone, the settings will tell you just how far away from you should keep your phone. But I don't hold my phone to my head when I speak. 9
Same.
times out of 10, because I
Same.
get a headache. My head gets very heated. It gets very, and I get very stressed, and I get headaches, and it gets very hot on one side. So I just don't. I've always got in. Although they say now you got your buds in, you're just passing that current straight through your head to each side.
I will tell you,
I can't win.
I rejected those for forever. And a few months ago, my younger brother came to my house. He's like, "Oh, I got this new iPhone and these new AirPods and all this stuff." He's like, "This is for you." And I'm like, "What are you doing? What a great gift. Well, why would you do that?" And I said to him, "I don't want the AirPods. Like, I'm fine with the cord ones. Like, that's good." He's like, "Well, I already bought them, so just take them." I think I was talking to Rachel or somebody on the phone, and whatever I was doing, I was like, okay, I needed something. I couldn't find the cord ones. So I put the AirPods on, and as I'm washing dishes, I'm having this full-blown conversation.
Welcome to the dark side.
I know. The whole time, it's so bad for me, but the convenience is like amazing. It was terrible.
I must say, with the earlier sort of Bluetooth headphones, like when they first came out years ago, they used to give me a headache. I don't have that anymore. I will rarely wear two at once, though. I'm prone to just wearing on one side. I don't like having both in, unless I need the noise cancelling. But yeah.
So here is my question. And I ask myself this every single day when I pick up a piece of carrot, when I pick up my 8th glass of water. We are going to die eventually. Are we going to, what is the boundary of living our life versus, well, this makes my head uncomfortable, so I'm going to change the way I'm operating? Or like, do you just pretend that it's maybe the 8th cup of coffee you've had that day that may be causing the head? Like,
but you know what
where is the boundary with all this living versus proactiveness with our well-being?
I love that question.
But I think we do have to think about quality rather than quantity of life, because we're going to die at some point. But how do you want to do it? How do you want to live out those years?
In a blaze of glory. Sorry, that wasn't, you weren't asking me, but I was just telling you.
But you don't want to rock up there like a dehydrated prune. Prunes are dehydrated.
Maybe I do. Maybe I want my 8th cup of coffee to finally stop this heart beating, and I meet my maker and I'm good.
Can I just interject with a really interesting piece of information that I know all of you will find interesting?
Okay, Rachel,
and that is our life expectancy hasn't increased. You know how the average lifespan has increased over all these years. I was reading this really interesting article about how our lifespan hasn't increased at all, just people have stopped dying. Do you understand what I mean? As in, people were always living to 85, 90. Our lifespan has not increased, but what's happening is that people are dying later. So it looks like our lifespan is increasing, but it's actually not increasing. Just less people are dying younger. I don't know. Have I explained?
I get it.
I understand.
Anyway, and I do think
I want to live till I'm 90 or 100.
Oh, I would.
85 looks okay.
I think you'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
But I want to do that. But I want to do that with, I guess, with a certain quality. I don't want to do that and be
energy
bedridden and just be of no use to, as they say, to man nor beast. I kind of like I want to be, walking, talking, rooting, tooting, great grandma kind of thing,
Carly, in answer,
what I want to do.
Is that a reel right there? I think that's a reel.
I'm just saying.
In answer to your question, Kylie, I don't really change any of my behavior, and I don't actually think of these EMFs as being detrimental to my health, but I do like my brain to work braining. Yeah. And so that's why I have all of this stuff, and that's why I get treated to just sort of, clear it out kind of stuff. I don't think there's any winning with how things are at the moment. Do you know what I mean? I just think this stuff's everywhere. I don't think there's any avoiding it unless you really want to take yourself off grid and go where people cannot contact you.
Further to that, and on Amanda's point earlier, there are so many things. Like it's not just EMF. There are so many things that, we're meant to do to stay healthy or avoid or to take or to do or whatever. At some point, after trying to do all of them at one time and burning myself out, I realized that the cortisol that's produced from being stressed about it is the most detrimental thing there is, right? So I came to a point where I go, okay, I am going to do what I can as best as I can at any point in time. But I'm not going to, I can't sort of obsess over it or make everything okay all of the time, because the reality is there are still other people in my reality who do have an impact on me, whatever my intention is or not. I can clear myself. I can have these devices. I can buy, glass Tupperware. I can have tox-free, products. I do all the things, but I do them and I kind of just, I'm at peace with, it may not be perfect, but I'm doing what I can and I'm not going to stress about it, because to be honest, the cortisol is worse.
Yeah,
right.
100%.
There's a human level. There's a human level, right? Where you're like, I'm just a human. Like, I can't, I think, Rachel, you and I just talked about this, where I was like, I want to do the grounding all the time and the no Wi-Fi and, all the pure organic foods, like all that stuff, which isn't technically organic anyway. But then my humanness comes in and goes, but I just want to relax today. And I just want to eat the thing. And I just want to go do the thing. And so I'm the soul, the spirit having this human experience. And the human in me is like, let's do something else instead of focusing on that. And so it's hard to give. I'm trying to find grace for myself of, I'm not doing enough, or I'm not doing the right thing, or X, Y, and Z. Because you can go at this all day long. Especially if you step into that fear, forget it.
It takes over your life.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. But that's why I don't care. And I'd say anywhere and everywhere. I watch my fair share of trash TV.
Yes.
I do what I do. I'm a very spiritual person. I think I'm good at what I do. But there are times whereby I don't need to be on the clock all the time. I am what I am. I'm running like that anyway, but I like to watch I call it my trash TV. Well, it's not really trash TV. It's great TV. I like to watch my housewives. I like to watch my reality TV. I'm selling Sunsets back. I'm nearly finishing that. Do you know what I mean? And
what? I have a question for everyone. What's their vice to switch off? I know this is not related to the topic, but what is the vice?
I'm like, okay, don't be asking questions like that.
Okay. Well,
not be asking questions like that.
Wait, ask it again.
What's everyone's vice for like switching it all off? Like avoidance, just ignoring problems around them, ignoring the energy. What's everyone's vice?
Yeah, taking that first sip of Coca-Cola and feeling like, oh, this is like the greatest moment in my life, and just sitting. Yes, exactly. Cheers to you. Cheers to you, girlfriend. Yeah, absolutely.
With your organic whole bean coffee, you two Australians, whatever. I don't know, Amanda's got grape juice in hers.
I do actually. Welch's.
I know. I pay attention with your metal straw. See, Amanda's saying the turtles.
No. Do you know what? I was just on I'm just off a Lightbody training course, and in that week, the first week, my son had made these little rum sponge cakes. So it's not like these sort of like Caribbean, like sort of like black rum cakes. He'd made these like sponge, like Victoria sponge rum cakes. So he packed me about 4 or 5 of them to take with me for the day. So I took them. So I'm sat there in the middle of training, eating these rum cakes, right? And I'm thinking I'm getting away with just being, I'm cool, I'll probably end up at the end like a bit slosh, but I'm all right. And one of the students next to me went, I can smell that. She says, I said, you can smell the rum.
Now I know what I'm doing. It's in cake form, so it's okay.
That is funny.
It's quite brilliant, actually. Yeah. Do you know what? What's it going to do? Like you just said, Kylie, life's going to kill you anyway. Do you know what I mean? So how do you want to do it?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I heard the other day? It was a very long time ago. I heard the comment that we're all leaving this place dead. So, do you know?
Profound.
It is what it is.
Profound.
It was very profound.
Profound.
What a conversation.
So can I change gears again, since no one wants to list their vices?
Yeah, no one does.
My vices. My vices is trash TV.
I know that's it.
Cakes.
And
Kylie, what's yours?
Yeah, what's yours?
Napping. Napping gets me through everything. Oh, I got to pay taxes. Nap. I put my phone in my bra for the 100th time today. Nap it out. Nap
No,
it out.
I can remember napping it out when I had a business and just had to do something, and a nap is really effective.
Fuck off,
I agree.
nap it out. Schedule that in your calendar. Nap time. That's all you need. Fixes everything.
Well, I know we do meditate twice a day, Rachel.
I know, and this is what I was about to say. Like, I was really activated and triggered at some stage. I can't remember. And honestly, the words, just for, so you know what, I was thinking, there is not enough weed in the world to make this go away. So anyway, I sat down,
everything.
and I really didn't even think I would even be able to do my meditation. I was that agitated, and I was astonished that it worked. And at the end of it, I was like,
that what worked? Sorry, that what
the
worked?
meditation, apparently.
I had heard rumors for some time that meditation was helpful under these circumstances, but I really didn't think it would work, and it really did.
Yeah, Rachel and I both do it twice a day, so 20 minutes twice a day, basically. And it is amazing how it can really shift your mood and all of those things. But, you know, for the more fun stuff, I mean, Kylie, I thought yours was going to be more fun, but napping, I mean, come on.
Oh, no, napping is fantastic.
I'm so boring.
I'm jealous.
Napping.
You know, I don't know. For me, I feel like I've got to say coffee and wine. They're like the bookends of my day.
I was thinking about bookends earlier. I'm going to get up here. Wow.
And Rachel and I certainly partook when I visited her.
Enough wine. Amanda, you can't talk about rum cake in the middle of a class.
I know, it's hilarious.
Back onto the topic.
Okay,
let's get on to something else other than EMFs. If anyone had replied to us in the group chat, what would have someone else said about the external energy?
I have another thing to mention. Are you ready? And it's
we're ready.
Did you know that CERN has come out and said that they may have been able to tap into parallel universe and realities?
Yeah, that's a lie.
Did you realize it?
It's not that they may have. That is their weakest disclosure ever. They have been doing it, and that was what it was set up for. They've been doing it anyway.
I am the legal team of this podcast, so we cannot confirm nor deny. Okay.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Department cut Amanda's mic. Okay. But
allegedly.
So all right. That is a recent
wait, but why is that a bad thing? Like, why are you guys even sus about it?
It's bad.
Wow. CERN has been messed with the collective universal energy for the bad, if you will. And it's funny because you guys remember who Sally Fields is? Mrs. Doubtfire and the what?
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
Not my generation, but okay. But she had gone years ago on some like late night talk show, and she was talking about how her brother works for CERN and had shared like the wonderfulness of CERN. And so, listen, this is very much on the, you know, if you want to go down a rabbit hole, Rachel, which I know you're reluctant.
But you know, I don't. I'm just wondering, what is the problem with science discerning that you can see a parallel universe? How else is it going to happen if it isn't through things like CERN? Why is it a bad thing that people are understanding that those things exist and trying to work it out? Who else is going to do it?
They're doing. Because, Rachel, that's not what they're doing, and that's not what they're actually using it for. These things have always existed. So you've got CERN that's there, and then you've got, obviously, what people would say, I mean, call me quirky, but you've also got Area 51. It's what the intentions are behind it, what the money is behind in it, and who's running it. These are not wonderful, lovey-dovey, or wonderful Your Soul Wisdom ladies who, you know, who are out there trying to discover things and bring wonderful things to the world and to people and everything like that. It's not about that. It's about who has the money, who controls those different kinds of things. That's where resets to humanity often happens, and that's what has been happening. These are not, my thing is that it's what the intentions are behind it. So it's not just been discovered, it's been running for years. And because what happens is that they blow, is how they do it as well. because it's never done with integrity. And what they can do is that they blow holes into our realities, into our fields. It is, and because it's always been done in secret. If this was any kind of good, then it wouldn't be done like that. So the mere fact that they've come out now and they're saying that, oh, they may have, is absolute jack. It's not the case. That's what they've been running anyway, and that is what they were running originally. And so what happens with that kind of stuff as well is what they bring through is where they're actually knocking into. So they'll give you the soft version that is like parallel realities and stuff like that, but it's not. It's what other dimensions, it's what other realities that they are actually, knocking holes into, and what's coming through into our space and our reality. Have you ever seen the series, oh God, what was it called? Where the kids were and it had the upside down world.
Yeah, Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. Well, Stranger Things was based on CERN. It's actually CERN.
Really?
Yes, it is.
I
That's
tell
what
you,
it's
I
based
stopped
on.
watching after season 3. It got a little too dark for me.
And it's based on, that's what it is.
Yeah, it started to make me feel really uncomfortable, even thinking about upside down. And I was like, oh, like the energy I feel right now, it's no. So I don't consume. So that's one way I block out certain energy.
Well,
We're
there you
talking about
go.
the energy around us. I refuse to watch anything on TV or listen to things that make me feel uncomfortable, off, negative, scared, fearful. I'm like, enough of that. I don't need that in my reality. I don't want to consume that. I'm going to check that at the door. And if that's something you're into, great. Please do it on your own time. Do not bring it into my space. Because even like that, what's that show? Squid Games? I refuse to watch a show where people have to kill each other, like to get to the end or whatever the thing is. And I get like, they have to, right? Something like that. Like they have to, there could only be one winner at the end. Like what was that? Hunger Games. No, I do not want any more of that in my reality. That is enough. I block it out. It's not a thing.
Yeah, I think it is being conscious about how things affect you. Like I will often say, what are you surrounding yourself with? Because there are so many things we can surround ourselves with consciously that I feel, help lift us up rather than pull us down or pull us apart or whatever you'd like to call it. So, I love frequency music. I'll have those, playing in my home. I diffuse essential oils. I believe they have beautiful properties. I have tuning forks. I have all of these things, wind chimes, whatever. They're just tools that you can have to shift the frequency around you. Obviously, we, in the work we do, we have clearing statements and all of those sort of things. So I think that in a world where we're bombarded by many different energies, it's just really important to be conscious about what you are consuming and what you just do in the day-to-day. And I really do believe it's the little things every day that make the biggest difference. It's not going to, having a detox once a year is not really, I know
that gives me such the shit.
What, detox? I was going to say,
like literally and mentally.
Did you say all these who?
I said mentally and physically. They give me the shits. Why
really
the fuck do
detox.
people do them and then they go and have a bender the next weekend?
Do what? A detox?
A detox. Sorry, I just got triggered.
Because it gets you ready for the next bender, doesn't it?
I fucking sit there and take juice for 5 days and then go to Vegas the following weekend and go buffet it and have like a jug of margarita. Oh, what the fuck are you doing? Anyway, go on, Amanda.
It gives you permission.
Not me, I don't.
How about the concept that we're all each of us are an amalgam of the 5 people that we spend the most time connected to?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So how does that sit with all of you? I think it's interesting when you guys have families. I don't know, like I've never considered that, Amanda, freaking 3 of the people that are closest to you live in the same house and they're literally your family. I haven't had that kind of experience. And same with you, Lauren.
That I am a combination of all the 5 people that I'm around the most.
Of course you're obviously you are much, much more in so many dimensions. But like the theory is that it'll be those 5 people that, are reflecting back to you who you are, and also will have the greatest influence of bringing those aspects out of you at any one time, that kind of thing.
Well, listen,
So it's like
I'll
interesting just to think who you're spending the time with.
Well, I will take your business sense, Rachel, and Kylie's humor, and demon cutting, and Lauren's just magical, like angelic presence, and Amanda's just magical presence all together. I'm very happy to take a component of each of that and embody it. Thank you for sharing that. It sounds really good.
That's the end of the episode. I'm just kidding.
Done. It's funny because when people don't believe in things of spiritual nature, right? Because people go, if I can't see it, it falls into that category.
Yeah.
And then
let me use my Wi-Fi.
Right. Right. And then there's a lot of like cognitive dissonance where you say, well, crystals have power. And they're like, you're batshit crazy. And I'm like, how do you think your computer and your TV works? Your computer and your TV could never work without the quartz, the crystal quartz in there.
Exactly. The simple thing is that watch on your wrist, because 9 times out of 10 people are wearing a quartz watch, a quartz watch.
Right. How do you think it all operates?
The tongue twister. Yeah. How do you think you operate?
Right. And so it's like, and still you say that, and they're still like, no, like crystals are bullshit. You are crazy. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know how else to do this. That cognitive dissonance gets so strong that you just can't shake people off their thing, because this is a lifetime of belief. And this is why, like, over the last 5 years, maybe 10 years, I would say, well, probably closer to 5, I've been very conscious of not being attached to any belief or belief system that I currently have. Because even from last year, things have shifted for me. And so that allows me to keep expanding my understanding, sort out what doesn't work for me anymore, take on what does, and allows me to still take on this new information and find a space for it. When you get so stuck and rigid, you're doing yourself the biggest disservice. I just don't get it. But I was also stubborn most of my life. I still am a little bit, but
I was going to say, I don't think it's gone. I was like, this is love listening to someone's version of themselves, isn't it?
Rachel's just spreading all of her like.
I'm like, you're going to have to tell me offline how you got rid of every single belief system you've ever had. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I've been chipping away at that forever. I'm not going anywhere near that.
Well, listen, it was like these. So my 11-2, it was like complete deconstruction of who I am, my belief system. Something big happened, at different periods of my life that completely altered that. Where you're like, I completely thought X, Y, and Z was my reality and for the rest of my life. Like, that's just how it always was. And then when you see that crumble in front of you, at some point you have to go, okay, none of this is concrete and forever. And you have to be willing to evolve. Because I refuse to sit in a space where like that spiritual 2x4 comes in and goes, girlfriend, like, open your eyes, boom. Open your eyes, boom. I'm like, it's okay. I've had enough hits. Now, like, I want to enjoy the ride. And so I'm open to it. Even if I don't initially agree with the information coming my way, I'll be open to it. I'm like, okay. And then if it finds its way back, it's for a reason. If not, I'm very happy to let it go.
Yeah, so that sort of flexibility is a really good thing it's a really useful thing to hold, and just not holding on to or having to be correct. So I'm, these days there may be certain things that I believe in, but I'm also willing to be shown another way. It doesn't matter if I'm wrong. I don't really get attached to it like it has a reflection on me. When you sort of release that and you can start adapting to what comes through, it's a much more flowy way of living rather than a resistant brick wall kind of a situation. Amanda.
Yeah, I'm thinking of everyone with a
what?
defined head is human design. I mean, a defined Ajna. Yeah.
Define who? Sorry, say that again.
Oh, just in human design that, you know, and correct me if I'm wrong, Lauren, you know, there's the top, which is the head, which
The head center.
yeah, which means that if you're open, you know, you'll have lots of ideas that are coming in from everywhere from you, but that will also produce a whole lot of mental pressure, you know, to do something or to start something, and that might not be appropriate for you. You know, I don't even know where we, like, whatever you were talking about, I was in human design world, and now I'm trying to get back there and I can't even remember. But the next part is your Ajna, which is, you know, it's the part that makes opinions and has fixed points of view. And the odd thing is that if you're not a defined Ajna, then you will try to make yourself certain about things that don't need, that it's ridiculous to be certain about, but you're looking for certainty.
You're not designed to be certain. You're not designed to be certain if you have an open Ajna.
Yeah, so it's funny when I see how much my listening has been adjusted from human design, even when I'm listening to you talk about absolutely normal things, which are, you know, having an open experience or, you know, deciding, having an opinionated experience. And I think it's fantastic that you have the awareness and the self-control over that. But I'm thinking most people would fit into one or the other as their human design. They'd either be looking for certainty or realize that there is no certainty, that kind of thing. Yes. Anyway, sorry that I've just gone on a human design tangent. And hi, Amber, if you're listening, you can see the effect of your teaching.
That's the end of my broadcast today.
I know, this is what happens.
And speaking of
listen, right, we're talking about energies. Can I just say, we're talking about energies. It's about surrounding energies and things like that. I mean, that is so broad because we can talk about how people affect us, how you can walk into a room and you're, you know what I mean, and stuff like that can happen. It's really interesting that we're having this conversation because my best mate, she it's really interesting. So she's Hindu, and they talk about something that's called I think it's called like a nudger. I think is it a nudger? I think it's something, I forget what she said it was, whereby somebody, and it could be done over good or bad, whereby somebody says something to you or repeatedly says something to you, or somebody can send you like a bad energy and it can make you really ill for that moment, but it could be good or bad.
Like the
so
evil
if you keep
eye.
on saying, yeah, it's like the evil eye. And sometimes say like with Hindus, they will put a little dot behind their ear, I think, and that protects them from like the evil eye. Or when you go to lots of these, like say Portuguese places or Portuguese countries, they always have those little or the different countries, they have those little they have the little symbols that protects you from the evil eye. But I was surprised because she said that it's like good or bad. So even if you say, she was talking about, you know, you could say to like a little baby, oh my God, this baby's so cute. This baby's so cute. And you say the baby's so cute. This baby's so gorgeous, so cute. And that baby could be sick all day, or the baby could just be crying or just troubled all day. And then as Hindus, they do like a little ritual, like with salt and stuff like that. And they cut the energy. They cut the nudger. I think it's called the nudger or nudger. I can't remember. Anyway, somebody will correct me somewhere. And then the baby's fine. The baby stops. But that's like an energy that you project, that you're always around. And so she got a bit ill this weekend, and we have no idea why she got ill. She got really ill. And just sort of like and then it cleared. I don't know. Yeah. It was weird because she goes, maybe it was either your food, Mandy, or like somebody's sent me the evil eye or something. I don't know. But you know, I was just talking about different energies around people.
Yeah, and so in the Greek culture, we call it matiasma, which means it's the eye, right? And so it's very similar to what you're saying. It's if someone's constantly talking bad about you, or even the praise, where it's constant overload and it's all directed to you. And so what happens is that person will have massive headaches. They won't feel good. They'll get sick, all sorts of stuff. And there is this, not a ritual, but kind of like a clearing where my one aunt does it. My Greek religious, not spiritual family does this. So my one aunt, everyone will call her. And the way they do it is they, I'm sure there's more to it, but I'll give you the cliff notes. They take a glass of water and they drop in they bring you to mind, right? So the intention is you, and they drop in oil. If there is no evil eye, the water, because oil and water, so they won't mix. But if there is bad energy or evil eye, as you drop in the oil with the intention of clearing out the evil eye, it immediately disperses everywhere. It almost like you can see like there's some kind of reaction here that has created this oil to just go boom instead of staying together, because oil and water don't mix.
Have you seen that?
I have seen it with my own eyes. Anybody can do it, but in our family tree, if you will, my one aunt is the one who, anytime something happens like that, they call her. And she, like, I could see in my mind's eye right now. I remember seeing this green little plastic cup, and it was filled with water. And she was doing whatever ritual she was doing, where essentially she's, saying the person's name and clearing it out. And as she dropped in the oil, I just saw it go boom, and it just expanded everywhere in these tiny little bubbles where you're like, that's not a normal thing. And you will notice that when that is done, within minutes, that person's headache is gone.
Literally within minutes.
They're like healed, and it's the wildest thing. And then you go, oh, but you're not spiritual at all. Like, you don't believe in any of that.
But anyone else going to be doing that right after this podcast?
Totally.
Sorry, what sort of oil?
Yana's olive oil.
Gotta find a green little cup.
Yeah, totally. It's wild how people every day are doing these things without even realizing what they're actually tapping into. And so the beauty is they're doing it anyway. But why discredit somebody who's in the spiritual space who goes, oh, that's the law of attraction? They're like, I don't believe in the law of attraction. I just know the things are going to work out. And you're like, we're saying the same thing. We're saying the same exact thing. And so it happens all the time. But that evil eye thing is 100% real and 100% thing. It's crazy how that works.
Sorry,
do you guys wear anything for protection? For energy protection? Because even you talking about this, it reminds me of this really cute necklace that I have that I'm like, yeah, it's time to get that out again, which is a eye. And I don't know if you guys know, the little Kabbalah red string that you've seen. That's all about protection as well.
Oh, yeah.
And what I think is interesting, I also think it's with the culture of your people, Yana, is that it's all about envy, which I think is this is what I understood, what my Greek chiropractor has told me about with this, and also with other cultures. I think that's interesting that that's the emotion that is the access point into this. Do you know what I mean? It's not rage or, I don't know, it's aggression or something.
Right.
Yeah, it's envy, which is a really particular flavor.
So crazy. Yeah,
absolutely.
Lauren, what were you going to say?
Oh, no, I was just like, speaking of other things that people just do. And, I always have, if I take my shoes off, they're always pointing out the door, like not to let spirits in. And that's something I've done since I was little.
What?
Like shoes are always pointing out the door. Or it's like, or if there's a bed in the room, the feet are always pointing to the door. And that's something that I don't know who told me when I was little, whatever it may be, but it's always feet and shoes toward the door.
But isn't that because when you die in the old days, they used to bring the bodies into the house and then they carry the body out feet first?
They still do that. They still do that in Europe.
I know about the window thing. I didn't know that.
You didn't know about that?
No, I didn't know about any of that. Never heard about that.
Not that, no.
I knew that.
So I can't remember who.
Ideally, when you do yoga, you go east. That's all I know, but for different reasons.
I'm living my life wrong after listening to this. I'm doing
interesting. It's interesting about, what are the things that have activated the little bits in us, because we obviously don't do anything like each other does, but all of us do something or are aware of something. And for us, that's what, I don't know, is triggering or is causes us to pay some attention and make some action.
See, this is where I get confused, right? So I don't do shit. Like literally nothing intentional.
You're always blowing off things.
No, I
Kylie.
really
You
don't.
have a
Like, I'm
repelling
not
aura.
like- I thank you. It's a gift.
It's a closed
okay?
repelling aura.
Gift. I just exist, and I have trust that if I'm meant to attract shit, I'll attract it. If I'm meant to be protected, I'm protected. If I'm meant to drive into that pothole, I'm meant to drive into that pothole. You know, I just, and I clearly want, I'm wondering now if I need to step up my game in order to amplify shit instead of just having blind faith that whatever will be done will be done.
Well, yeah, because
Well-
energy flows where attention goes, right?
Yeah.
Napping. Okay, got it.
Yeah. I think you've done pretty well so far, Kylie, with all the
Yeah,
work that you
look,
do.
I honestly
And
think if you
literally,
needed it,
because you are a manifestor, and this is interesting, in human design, they have a closed and repelling aura. So I wasn't being funny. It's a true
No,
statement. So
It's absolutely accurate.
Whereas the rest of us are generator type one way or another, and we have open and inviting auras. So it's interesting.
5 people on a mountain, I'm like, bitch, no, it's just me and my Wi-Fi.
So it's interesting, this in the context of human design. So
Very
maybe
different.
Rachel, we should start looking at that.
I think that's a podcast.
Yeah. They'll start studying you, Kylie.
They'll start what?
I'm so bored. You know what? The extent of my being conscious about, like, I don't like microwaving anything other than glass or like China or something, right? But we used to live near a radioactive testing site by Boeing. We didn't know at the time until we had signed the deed contract, and they come back, I don't know if they do this everywhere in America, but in California, they come back with a environmental report, and they're like, you live within 10 miles of a radioactive testing site during the 70s. And we were like, oh, can we back out? No, it's done. Oh, shit. So we moved after about a year and a little bit, but so that was the extent of my, EMFs. No, try radioactive. That's my limit.
Well, listen, you started off with a microwave, and I was like, like that. It made my brain hurt because I'm like, no microwaves, but living.
Yeah, no. Oh, microwave daily. Nuke it.
You don't have a microwave, Yana.
I don't have a microwave.
Hold on. There is a microwave, but it's unplugged.
Oh.
How do you know the time?
So you don't use it?
No, I don't use it. I'll just turn on the oven. No.
Oh, daily.
I've never owned a
Wow.
microwave, Kylie.
What do you do?
Shit's going
cook.
inside the microwave, mate.
You warm up the oven.
You do what?
I cook. I stick it in the oven. I put it in a pan. I put it in the
How
stove.
are you going to stick rice in the oven?
You get a saucepan, you put it in the saucepan, you sprinkle a bit of water on it, you put the lid in, and you put it in
And you
160.
steam it. That's what we used to do in the old days.
Yeah,
That's what
and
we
it's
used to do in the old
delicious
days.
fluffed rice that's nice and hot. And
No. I make my rice on the cooker, but what I'm saying is that when you want to warm up rice or warm up leftovers, how are you sticking that?
I just
in
told
the
you.
oven?
Yeah, in the oven.
Right, so
In the
that's right, exactly. So that's what I used to do in the old days. In the old days, that shit's getting nuked. No, in the new days. That
Honestly,
shit
if
getting
one
nuked.
minute did it well, I'd be open to it. But they are shit at their job. Like if a microwave was an employee, I would have sacked that thing like 5 minutes
Get
into
the
the job.
promotion
Over
over
and
here. Send it
over.
our way.
No,
Send it our way.
they
CFO.
incredibly bad performance.
Okay. Well.
As a
Now
function.
I don't want you on my mountain. Now
Sorry.
you can't hang on a mountain.
All I'm saying is it's not because of the bad vibes. It's because of the bad performance is why I don't have a microwave.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Excellent.
You know, I was going somewhere the other
Immaculate
day,
vibes.
right? I was going somewhere the other day for training, and where I go, this person doesn't have a microwave. So I'm saying to my husband that I've got to take food to cook, right? I've got to take food to cook.
What,
He
your
goes, "Why
rum
have you got to
cake?
take food to cook? Why can't you not the rum cake? I can't cook now. The rum cake wasn't ready to cook." So I said, "I've got to take food to cook." So I said, so he goes, "Well, why? Why can't you just take food that we have here and just warm it up?" And I said, "Because they don't have a microwave." So he goes, "What do you mean they don't have a microwave?" I said, "Some people just don't like having microwaves in their house because of all the things going through the house." So he goes, "Well, that doesn't make any sense." He says, we have a microwave. And I said, what the hell has that got to do with us? I said, you dumb. I said, so I said, because why would you call me dumb? And I said, because I said, the person doesn't have a microwave. Not we shouldn't have a microwave. We had the most dumbest conversation ever. But he said, I don't
That is
understand
a
why
dumb
somebody wouldn't have
conversation. That is a dumb. I will exclude you from my mountain too. No, I we had just bought a brand new microwave. So I said, so that makes no sense that I don't like a microwave if I just bought a brand new microwave. I said, I'm saying this person, and there are people that don't like microwaves. Yeah. They don't have microwaves. If you're going to do anything, you're either going to have to heat it up in the pot, you're going to heat it up in the oven, or you're going to have to go and just cook it from fresh. They just don't like microwaves. And you know, if you have a pacemaker, you can't go anywhere near a microwave because that stuff will really get you cooking. You'll be cooking on gas.
But you know, this is the thing. There are lots of different beliefs. Obviously, we've all been brought up in different ways. You know, with whatever backgrounds. You know, pointing shoes at the door. Me, I don't know why. But you know, there are so many different things in the world that you can do and can be done and can be researched. And so I guess try not to let it overwhelm.
It's very unhealthy though.
Just don't do
what you can. No, but do what you can. But I just think also don't underestimate the power of your intention and your words. So, you know, Lee Harris talks about releasing energies. He's like, in the shower, I release any energy and emotions that are not mine. Boom. Let the water take it away, because water does have a consciousness. So that's something that you can do every day. Have a shower every day, twice a day, whatever. And
so much stuff.
Say it.
There's
you know,
stuff,
and
right?
that is a really simple way just to clear just do that. If everything else feels too overwhelming, that's all, because there are so many things, and you know, it can get overwhelming.
It can get very overwhelming. Like if you go to the dentist, you know that in the numbing injection that they give you, do you know what's in that? The kind of stuff that's in that,
the good shit,
the kind of metals, the nanotechnology. No, it's nanotechnology is in the injections that they give you. And you have some dentists who are very spiritually aware, and they will use like a magnet and pull all the stuff to the bottom of the tube, and they inject. They take this. They use the syringe from the top layer of the antiseptic that they're going to put in, the numbing, the injection that they're going to give you, and they take from the top layer. And sometimes they have to take from two bulbs. I just found this out recently, because when they use the magnet, all the nanotech is pulled into the bottom of it, and you can see it all in the bottom of the syringe. I know you're rubbing your head, Rachel, but it's very, very true. But that doesn't matter, because just last week I had to have my tooth done. Whoa, she had to give me double, even triple of that stuff, because there was a madness going on. So I've got a lot of nano in me, I'm just saying.
You know, I just read an article where in Japan, I'm pretty sure it was Japan, scientists were able to regrow teeth.
Tooth. Shut up.
From stem cells.
Well, that makes sense.
I mean, and listen, stem cell, I feel like, is the answer to many things. But when I read that, I was like, oh my God, that is wild. Like regrowing a tooth. Like that's like awesome. Blew my mind. I thought that was so awesome. Totally. And speaking of clearing out and releasing what no longer serves you, for those of you who are not in our collective, this is the perfect time to join, because for December, we are actually, again, our collective is a monthly membership. We have live calls, private community access, healing sessions, meditations, astrology, monthly card pullings, and they're from Kylie. So, you know, they're hilarious. But come and join the collective this month, because December, and our call is about a month away, is all about clearing what no longer serves us and figuring out what do we want to bring in, right? And so this is the perfect time to step into that space so you can get into the new year with more clear intentions and desires and wants and all of that stuff. I also believe it is time for us to pick. Is there a drum roll? Can somebody drum roll?
I'm not very good at sound effects.
Okay.
You guys, Amanda's job.
It's time to pick the winner of Kylie's session. So let's get it up here. Let's Oops, let me spin.
Ooh,
Oh.
that's cute.
Oh, I could do this.
Oh yeah.
Oh, cute. Should have got your straw out.
It's a long spin.
All right. Amanda's getting tired. Oh.
That
Who is
is,
that?
I believe
That-
her name is Nicole. And so, Nicole, if you when you see this, reach out to Kylie, or we will reach out to you either way, and you will get your amazing session with Kylie. Yay! You know what? I'll reach out to her and I'll say, could we do a joint session? Can I help? I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Only if you plug in your microwave, okay? Because
Right.
I'm not talking to you after that.
You guys, before we clear out, if you haven't hit the like button already, if you haven't subscribed to our new Your Soul Wisdom YouTube channel, please get on there. All the links are below. Like, comment, share. It is the best way to support us. We greatly appreciate it. And if you're interested in a reading, a healing, a guided meditation session, a light body activation, or simply want to say hello to any one of us, head on over to yoursoulwisdomshow.com. We thank you for allowing us to create this beautiful space, and we hope you have a blessed day. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.